What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 109 of the Chumpcast. We get a real old-fashioned schlock fest this week with The Predator, starring Boyd Holbrook and Olivia Munn. Mark was even nice enough to show up at one point. Dumb question for next week. Who would be the worst actor to cast as the next Superman, and why? You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. If you leave us a good enough voicemail, you might hear yourself on a future episode. If you want to support the show, you can find our merch at thechumpcast.com. We always appreciate kind reviews, subscriptions, and ratings on Apple Podcasts. You can also shop on Amazon through our affiliate link at thechumpcast.com/Amazon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go watch another NFL game end in a fucking tie.
It'll give you a release date and then it won't come out for a week or a year.
What is the equivalent of that?
Of what? Of
the video game equivalent.
I guess Battlefield, because they just delayed their release. No.
Half-Life 3?
No. Kingdom Hearts is the fucking equivalent to Mark, because they were supposed to come out with the game on the last system.
That's brutal.
Yeah, now they still, even this one, they're supposed to come out like the first year Xbox One came out. It's been like 6 years. What the hell? All right, yeah, that's official. Mark is the Kingdom Hearts, which is almost giving him too much credit, honestly.
Xbox One's been out for 3.5 years.
Damn, no, longer than that. It had to have been, because I had this worst job of all time at a market research facility, and it released that year, and I got like $1,000 for working 10 hours a day for 10 days, and I used it to buy an Xbox One.
2013, so
5 years.
I guess, yeah. A little over 4.5.
Yeah, man.
So
they're already talking about a new gen.
I don't think there's going to be another gen.
It's going to be all just a PC.
I think so.
PC Master Race is taking over.
Or they'll just use cloud computing to get there. And it doesn't make sense to keep doing what they're doing. They don't make money on the actual systems. All the money's made on the games.
True. That's like anything that is like subscription based, though. Once you buy the hardware, everything else comes with.
That's the thing, though. What else isn't moving to software as a service? Like subscription-based models. Everything is.
Everything is.
So I think that's what it's going to be, is you pay a monthly fee for computing space, and that's just how your new system works.
Ugh. That doesn't sound awesome.
That's how you make money in perpetuity.
Word.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. Let's get on a cooler subject immediately.
You came in here all stressed out because you've been sitting in traffic. I totally get that. I thought, let's kick this off with video games. Get Brick in his element. Get him a beer.
Beer is getting drunk. Same, but different.
Being drank. Sure.
Nice. Yeah, thank you.
You walked in.
You're a real wordsmith. Pun intended.
I feel like I'm your podcast wife. Like, you come in, I'm like, oh, you look like you had a rough day.
Here's a beer.
Let's talk about video games.
I need a hot meal, but that's Erica's doing. But no, Black Ops came out with the beta.
Closed beta,
which I am revealing a winner to a PlayStation 4 code during this podcast.
Excuse me, I have a PS4. You could just give it to me.
I could give it to you, but I'm giving it to one of our lucky Games Dean fans.
You're the worst.
I think it's going to be Darian. There's been like not that many submissions, and he submitted on 2 different fronts.
I feel like most other people play Xbox, but I know Darian's got a PS4.
Yeah, I'm going to GameStop after this, switching my pre-order over to Xbox, just so I can play on Xbox.
I think for you, it might actually be a prescription.
It is a prescription. No, because I actually had paid $5 to GameStop for a Call of Duty I never actually bought from there, like 2 or 3 years ago. And so every closed beta for any game, I just be like, yeah, I actually didn't buy that game. Can I put this $5 on this new game that's coming out? They're like, yeah, that's fine. So I just do it all the time.
I mean, it's part of the point of a beta, right? Is that, 1, they get to test their servers and everything in the game. 2, they get to show off to the consumer. If you don't like it.
Yeah, but I'm hustling GameStop by just having the $5 and never going to buy the game there because I only buy digital. So I just have the floating $5 there. I'm going to switch it to an Xbox. I might switch it back to PlayStation 4. I had this like whole scheme planned up. Like, I'm going to switch it over to Xbox and then get a call mid switching it over to Xbox after I got the code. Oh, you're kidding me. Everyone's playing it on PlayStation 4. Can I switch it back to PlayStation 4 and then get the beta code again for PlayStation 4 and then come back in like the next day and like.
Got to game the system.
I'm not
mad about it.
I got to get my guy Ilpo a beta code. So, cause he got me the first one. So it's like.
So the codes don't expire.
I wouldn't imagine.
All right. So let's get into let's get into our listener submissions of the week. So this was your question, actually. We got a voicemail. We got 2 voicemails from the same person, but I think they're both worth listening to.
Let's go.
What up, chumps? It's your boy Dex. I knew I had to call in for the question of the week this week, since I work in sports and I'm virtually a walking sports encyclopedia.
True.
And it just so happened that one of my first sports memories is one of the greatest pay-per-view moments of all sports and entertainment history. Let me paint a picture for you.
Please.
It's 1990. I'm at my cousin's house.
Bit of a difference.
My uncle's throwing this huge party. Everyone's there for the main event, and it's possibly going to be one of the greatest main events of all time, as one of the greatest of our generation is set to take on an up-and-coming star.
Mike Tyson.
Soon to be champion. Now, I'm not talking about Tyson Douglas. That actually happened about a month and a half before this. I'm talking about April 1st, 1990. I'm talking about the Ultimate Challenge. As the Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior took on the World Heavyweight Champion.
Of course it's wrestling.
The greatest spectacle of sports. WrestleMania 6 in this case. No fight had been this hyped since the irresistible force Hulk Hogan toppled the immovable object Andre the Giant 3 years prior at WrestleMania 3. I still remember the excitement and the air as we all waited for that main event. Oh man, and the way I got goosebumps when the first notes of Real American hit and the crowd went wild. So there it is. That's one of my first sports memories.
Let's cue in.
Check out.
I'm a real American. Well, if Mark was here, we could fucking harmonize.
Wow. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. I appreciate the story and the depth of detail. Trim about 10 seconds off next time, but still good.
No. Keep all of it. Make Ryan trim the 10 seconds off personally.
I feel like most of these memories and a lot of people's early memories are definitely of wrestling.
Dude, the Attitude Era.
This is pre-Attitude Era. Yeah. So Attitude was what? And Generation Next.
Yes.
Generation X. Generation Next was a Pepsi commercial.
Sick.
So Generation X, yeah.
There we go. We really botched that a couple of different times.
Dude, it's been 20 years since I watched wrestling.
Dude, I actually, when I had 2015, I bought the WrestleMania pay-per-view because I had a house and had a projector, and we put it up, and it was actually the most hyped thing of all time. Like we had the Super Bowl there and WrestleMania got the people freaking going. It was the one where John Cena was fighting the Russian, and no one's ever broken this guy's unlockable move, and then John Cena did it for America.
Of course he did.
It was so predictable but so amazing at the same time.
30 years after the Cold War, no big deal.
Exactly. They had this big promo. It was so much fun.
That's fun. I don't care. Were you able to, not watching week to week, were you able to keep up with the storylines and everything?
Yeah. Because
it's not that complicated.
It's wrestling. Why would it be complicated?
I don't know. They'll have like, this girl was in love with this guy, but this guy, I don't know. That's
what the 2-minute promos are for. Just to explain what's happened over the last 10 weeks.
All right. That's fair.
And it's freaking hilarious. So that's a good shout out.
Oh my God. The most infuriating thing ever.
Mark just joined the live stream.
Mark can't even get here on time, but he joined the live. Petition to kick Mark off the show. Hey, Mark. All right. Maybe I shouldn't say his name. Mike K on Facebook. He has one of those weird Facebook names that isn't his actual name.
Okay.
I don't know. Last game at Old Comiskey Park. This is very Southside Chicago. So they closed this early 90s. And I think the whole point of this was we were supposed to actually guess people's ages, but I know how old most of these people are.
Okay.
I think that's a good memory, though. I can't tell if you were actually there. The one person whose age I can actually tell is Tofty. So he said, I'm old enough to have seen the Bears win a Super Bowl, but he was also old enough to witness the Industrial Revolution. So
quite a disparity there.
Yeah, there's a lot of Super Bowls in there.
Yeah, naturally.
What I'm saying is you're old.
Old guy.
Goose out with another wrestling reference. WrestleMania 10, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, ladder match for the Intercontinental Belt. I had to Google this. This is 1994.
Okay.
Is this, like, what year for you is when you start remembering big sports events, or any event, really?
And mine was, like I said, that Rams Titans Super Bowl. Couldn't tackle it, the one.
You don't remember anything before that?
No, I remember when I was super young. I think it was probably like 96. I was 6 years old. Well, I just dropped that, whatever. But my Dad and all of his buddies were watching the Bulls versus the Hornets. And I was being a Drader little kid being like, I like the bumblebees. And like, my dad's like, God damn it. And then all my dad's friends were like egging me on. And I was like, the bumblebees are sick.
They did have sweet uniforms though.
Loved Charlotte Hornets. They were sick.
I still have an old snapback from when I was probably that age, around when Grandmama was playing.
You know, Wilpo has a full track suit of the Charlotte Hornets.
God.
Like,
I thought you were going to say starter jacket, which would have been slightly cooler, but still pretty cool.
It is. It was a starter jacket jumpsuit. He had the whole jumpsuit, though. Next time he comes in, I'll make him wear it.
All right.
Hilarious.
Web Arnold 2 on Instagram says Chicago Bulls' first NBA championship. So this would have been 1991. This is around the time when I start remembering things. This is kind of fuzzy for me.
Yeah, so he's got to be like 6 or 7 at least.
So I was 5 when this happened.
Okay.
So I kind of remember the end of the first three-peat. You know, I remember bits and pieces of this. I remember the baseball strike. That was kind of big for me because everybody stopped caring about baseball until Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire.
Slamming Sammy.
That's generally around my remembering age. All right, Brad Hansen just joined.
Hey, Brad.
Brad, regale us with your earliest sports memory, even though we know how old you are. This is a good one. White Trash Betty on Instagram, a.k.a. B Daisy Speck. Olympic gymnast Carrie Strug winning gold with a broken ankle.
Damn.
I remember seeing the replays of this and not thinking it was a big deal because I just didn't care about gymnastics or the Olympics for that matter.
And did you know what a broken bone even felt like?
No, this was before I started destroying my ankles on a weekly basis. I think, and it's not my parents' fault. They were just like, fine, I'll get you a trampoline so you'll shut up. But having a trampoline as a kid I will never buy my kids a trampoline. My ankles are just trash.
Yeah, my friend had a trampoline in his backyard, and he put it underneath a basketball hoop, so we would have like
of course, actual that's what you do,
mega dunk contests, and we do
slam ball.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Shout out to Char.
We had a shed in our backyard, and we would, it was like 2 stories high, and we would jump off the top of the shed onto the trampoline. It was very dumb.
Damn, that's some psycho shit right there.
But it was also awesome.
Yeah, that's tight as fuck.
Definitely should have died. DDT Dubs says he remembers Sting still wearing multicolor face paint.
I do not even remember that.
I don't either, but it did remind me of one of my favorite gifs of all time when somebody's like standing in the crowd at an old WCW wrestling match. This would have been before WWE. And it's a guy in the first row and he's wearing a Sting mask and he takes the Sting mask off and it's just Sting.
Oh, that is amazing. I've seen
one of my favorite gifts of all time.
That is actually brilliant. 100%.
Taster99, my buddy Travis, says Warren Moon. That is really not, that doesn't narrow it down for me. No. Warren Moon played for like 20 years in the NFL.
Yeah, he was
and
there
like
for
5 years before that in CFL.
So you are just an old person.
I know that he is older, but this is Tanner's older brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Tanner's old.
Yes, he is. He's my age.
You're old.
I know. And this guy's even older.
Crazy. Wow.
And the next guy's even older than that.
What a time construct. I don't even know what's going on. What's up, John?
Anthony Lequerico says the DePaul Blue Demons in the Final Four with freshman sensation Mark Aguirre. This is way before me. This is late 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
this guy's
apparently
old.
we have a wide-ranging audience.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like it though. Nerd Culture says Bad Boys Detroit Pistons and the OG NBA theme song. I remember that they used that theme song for a really long time.
You need to cue that up.
I didn't want to read this one because it's the Pistons and they were like the Bulls' rival. But then
100%. Also,
you can't really be a rival if all of a sudden you're just getting trounced for 8 straight years by the Bulls. Yeah. Sorry, I pity you. Kyle A. Robinson, 51. Jordan's game winner versus the Jazz. So this is the end of that era, but also we're definitely getting Chicago-based people.
Naturally.
This guy's probably 6 years younger than I am.
No.
If I guess I'm basing this on the fact that I remember 91. This is 97.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Depends.
Maybe you can explain this one to me. Darian commented and said, the SpongeBob Super Bowl performance.
This one's awesome.
I don't know what the hell this is.
Squidward has he's tried to put this misfit band together. and SpongeBob's like in charge of it, and they suck ass. And he's trying to like impress his like super high level rival Squilliams. And so like they're doing this Super Bowl, and all of a sudden like Squidward gives up on them, and they rise up in front of the Super Bowl like from in this dome, and they just like kill it. It's actually sick. It's my favorite SpongeBob episode of all time, and it's like first or second season probably.
My mind is blown.
It's brilliant. It's so good. Like
I had no idea that was even a thing.
We got Patrick on the drums, just like killing it. Like, oh, sick. He's got like glasses on. It's actually like I got chills when I saw it the first time. I was like, my man SpongeBob out there killing it.
Damn. All right. Well, good one, Darian. The last one I'm going to read. So you met Chuck from Chuck Loaded Comics. We both were like, we have no idea how old Chuck is.
Yes.
Because we can tell he's older than us. But he doesn't look old.
True.
Especially considering that he said he smokes and drinks all the time.
Yeah.
So Chuck, I had no idea how old you were.
He's aged well. He's like a hobbit where they age well. Isn't that right?
He's aged very well. And this is bordering like weird territory.
Okay. Don't hobbits age well?
I don't know.
What's his name? Bilbo, like super old?
Probably.
Whatever.
I'm not the Lord of the Rings expert.
Okay. Go on.
Anyways, he says he remembers Joe Theismann breaking his leg.
Did you notice how he spelled Theismann?
I did, and I corrected it in my notes.
No, I thought he did that on purpose. Like,
I don't know.
As in a pun.
Well, he didn't break his thigh. He broke his lower leg, didn't he?
Broke his leg.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe it was intentional. I don't know, Chuck. You got to let me know.
Chuck's smarter than that. Chuck's a smart guy. True.
I'll give him some credit here. But that was gross.
Yes, it was. Lawrence Taylor. Psycho.
Yeah, definitely. And this was in 1985. So he's probably late 30s?
Yes. We'll give him I think he's
60. I don't know.
He might be.
It's like Samuel L. Jackson, where you just don't have any idea.
He might be a full 100 years old.
Could be. Maybe he really is a hobbit. All right, for next week, we'll talk about this later in the news, but the Henry Cavill DC stuff, I saw that Ken Jeong, famous Ken Jeong.
I know.
Oh, gay boy. Yeah.
Oh.
Photo hacked together this picture of himself and his face over Superman.
I like Twitter. How poorly it was done. It's so easy to do.
Brilliant. And he captioned it, "Make this happen," which I'm fully behind.
Sure.
But it did get me to thinking, who would be the worst person to take over as Superman?
Wow. That is a good question.
I have an answer.
Let's hear it.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah. How do you even explain that? Just a continuation of the universe too? Just Batman turns into Superman? Or did we stumble on a brilliant take?
Can't be any worse than him playing Batman or not playing Batman or maybe playing Batman.
It's literally trash, the whole freaking universe. Besides Wonder Woman. Shout out Wonder Woman. She was dominant out there.
My second answer was Ellen DeGeneres.
I thought you were going to say Danny DeVito. Because
Danny DeVito is my default answer for most things.
He's the best or the worst for every single answer.
But also that would be amazing.
It would be. I'd be sold. I'd drop all Marvel fandom,
$1 billion
straight into DC sucker for life if Danny DeVito was Superman.
All right, Brick, I sent you some teasers and trailers today. Did you get a chance to watch any of them?
I did not.
Okay. Well, I'll talk a little bit about this and you just kind of give me your excitement level. So let's talk about first Hulu's Into the Dark. And I like this mostly just because of the premise.
Same.
They're going to release this monthly. And every month they're going to focus on a new holiday and a new story. Obviously, this is going to be kind of like a horror thriller thing. So the first one's going to be Halloween. It's coming out next month.
Brilliant.
And the first episode is a sophisticated hitman with a cynical view on modern society. Yada, yada, yada. He kills somebody on a Halloween. Now he's got to transport this dead body on Halloween. But everybody is so in love with his costume because they think, oh, he's just dressed up as a murderer, but he's an actual murderer.
Look at how much blood is in that bag he's carrying. So good.
Oh, it even smells like iron. That's gross.
Yeah. Did you really murder that guy?
Yeah. So I kind of like this idea, though. They're all individual stories. So we're probably going to get a messed up Christmas story and messed up Thanksgiving story.
Are they all going to be fucked up? Is this like a Black Mirror for holidays?
It kind of seems that way.
Or is it just because it's Halloween, they're doing a fucked up one? Or they're going to do like a jolly one for Christmas and like a love story for Valentine's?
I think I can answer that because it's Blumhouse.
Okay. Lock it in. Dark.
Yeah. Dark and twisted. Maybe weird.
I like it. All right. So Let's go over the holidays real quick that they're going to do.
Thanksgiving.
Okay, they're eating somebody 1,000,000%.
Probably.
Christmas.
Or it's like old school Cowboys and Indians or something.
Okay.
Christmas, obviously.
Krampus. But what are they going to do with...
It doesn't have to be.
They're going dark. Somebody's opening a present with someone's head in it. That's my guess.
A la 7. Okay. January, New Year's? Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah. My birthday is the same day as Martin Luther King's actual birthday.
I did not know that.
That's why I'm such a leader.
February, Valentine's Day.
Clear.
March.
St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, probably.
Someone's going to
say President's Day, but that's probably not really big.
Yeah. Well, St. Patrick's Day would be good because you can do some drunken debauchery.
I think it'd be easier to do months where there's not a good holiday, like April.
April showers?
That's not a holiday. That's just a saying.
April. What the fuck is in April?
Probably nothing.
Easter.
Isn't that in May?
That might be May. Yeah.
I think Mark might be here. Hang on.
I heard him.
Just ramble on for a second. It shouldn't be too hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brick Show. Everybody else is gone, and now you are here with me. Are you not entertained? I got nothing. My mind is just a dry desert of pathetic nothingness. Now I'm kind of thirsty.
Oh, here comes Mark.
Should go for water.
CHUMPS game, dude, and I gotta work, dude.
Okay,
Mark comes in screaming because
I'm pretty sure I had everybody locked and loaded on my last little rant there.
Dude, appreciate that. Close that door. Mark is the worst, but he's here now. But he's still the worst.
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't get to work from home every day.
Yeah.
Man, it's almost like we didn't agree on a start time.
I never agreed to it. Look back at it. Go ahead.
We're not going to do this.
No, we are going to do it. You can go ahead and look at it.
No, let's just fucking talk about what we're talking about.
Now the dog's barking. So good job, Mark.
Go ahead.
All right. Did you watch the trailer for the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina? Because this actually looks pretty sick.
I told you I saw none of them, so that was probably directed towards Mark.
Rhetorical question. But this is based on the comic books, the actual Sabrina the Teenage Witch comic book, so not the Melissa Joan Hart version.
Whoa, dark Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Who reads the comic
original
books?
Story is dark.
Damn, okay.
Have you read the comic books?
No, but I know the gist of the story. So Sabrina has to decide whether she signs, like at her 16th birthday, I think, 16 or 18. She has to decide whether to sign the Devil's Book and become a bride of Satan. If she does, she turns into a witch, immortality, whatever. If she doesn't, she's going to be immortal forever, and she gets to keep being a teenager. But obviously, this is a lot different than the Sabrina from TGIF in the 90s. Was that 90s?
Probably early 2000s, obviously.
Yeah, you might be right. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. Watch the teaser. It comes out late next month, October 26th. And I mean, it's Netflix, so how bad could it be?
If it's a dark version of that, I'm sold. When you're 16,
do you think they'll have the smart-ass cat?
Salem?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, not probably.
Good poll.
Isn't it starring the girl from Mad Men? Don
Yes, it is.
Daughter.
Whose name I cannot remember.
What is she, like 28 now?
She looks young. She looks young.
She does look like, yeah, it's young blonde girl. You know, pretty much play 15 to 30.
Seriously. Yeah, that makes sense. Dude, 16 that's a young age to be like, hey, do you want like infinite power in the universe? Just sign this.
I don't make the rules. I'm not Satan.
What was in the...
So that's a good... I'd take all power in the world, obviously.
Yeah, look, if it's me, it's not a question. I'm going to be a warlock.
Literally, I will be Infinity God / the deal with the devil. Fuck with me, humans. Fuck off.
What was the advertising poster they had? What was behind her? There was some figure behind her. What was that? That wasn't the
Probably
cat.
the devil, but she's like, it's her. She's got goat horns.
Okay.
All right. We also got a trailer for Captive State. So this is starring John Goodman and featuring our old friend Mickey, who's been on the show. So he was talking about this when he came on to visit with us, and I'm pretty excited for this. It's survivors of an alien invasion that happened years ago. So this is not fresh. This is like people assimilated with the aliens. But this takes place in Chicago, and the movie looks at both sides of the resistance against aliens and the people that are just like, oh, this is great. Like the trailer's like, oh, there's no crime, no poverty, everything's perfect. Obviously, that's not right. It's like, it's got this 1984 type feel to it where the aliens are monitoring everything and trying to keep everything under wraps. And there's bad shit, but they don't let anybody know about it. It looks pretty good.
Damn. Okay.
So this is coming March of next year. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this.
I am a sucker for a period piece. So
I don't think this is the past.
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so.
1984. I don't know why. That was very specific year to bring up then, because Wonder Woman also.
1984 is a George Orwell book.
Okay.
Was Animal Farm.
Referenced it, or?
Yes, because it's a widely known literary work.
Okay, so this is the movie that they're talking about, or what?
1984 is a book about a mass surveilled England in which the government controls everything and you're not allowed to have dissenting opinions and yada, yada, yada. So when I say 1984, I'm not talking about the year. I'm talking about George Orwell's 1984.
He said it had that feel to it, not necessarily.
You could talk about a 1984 feel.
Yeah, everybody's in tracksuits and big hair, glitter everywhere.
I love the 80s.
Lots of cocaine.
Yes.
Period piece.
Hey, by the way, I'm assuming you did the question already.
Yeah.
Did you do the ones that called in?
We only got one voicemail on that.
Okay. I thought we got a text. Never mind. Because we always forget those now.
We do. Well, again, once again this week we were bad about the timing of getting this out there. So we apologize.
I thought we got a lot of responses though, for the most part. We did.
Mostly wrestling responses. So
you want to know why?
Why?
It's because the meme. That's the problem. I'm going to stop putting like a small picture in the question, because every time I do that, someone like references what's in the picture, especially if it's a collage. I'm like, give me a 90s show that was your favorite, and whatever I would have in the collage, they'd be like, oh, that.
We've talked about this though. When you're on Instagram, you have half a second to get somebody's attention.
Yeah.
That's it. True. And if they're not immediate, like if they have to think about it for more than 3 seconds, scrolling on. I'm not mad about it. That's just how it works.
It's reality.
But a lot of us did watch wrestling growing up, and that was some of my favorite and first memories.
Favorite wrestler? Don't know The
Goldberg.
Rock, you fuckboys.
Goldberg.
Ooh, I was going to say Goldberg, dude.
Yeah.
Remember when Kevin Nash fucking handcuffed him and then that was bullshit. That was his first loss. That was bullshit.
Macho Man. I like Macho Man a lot.
Randy Savage.
I feel like that was too soon, like too early in my life for me to actually, I wasn't that big into wrestling at that point. I don't know, man. Hulk Hogan, I guess.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was the best, though.
I don't know.
He had such a sick fucking move.
Did you ever have
smashing beers and being a fucking badass was actually the best thing.
Or Mankind.
Mankind was okay. Did you ever have like a wrestling t-shirt? Because I remember showing up 8th grade with my Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 t-shirt.
Fuck yeah.
Such a dork.
I had t-shirts. Have you ever been to one?
No.
I would love to go.
I was at a Buried Alive match when I was like 9. It was The Rock, Undertaker. I think Stone Cold came out last minute and was just Stone Cold stunning everyone and like stunning them into the fucking graves.
Dude.
But they're great. They're great to go to.
I loved it when like WCW had that rivalry with WWF, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin came back and just like kicked the fucking shit out of like 30 people walking into the arena, and then the arena was getting like Mankind or the Kane, Undertaker, and like 3 other like WWF guys were in the ring, and there was like 40 WCW guys, and then Stone Cold came in there and just Stone Cold thundered 40 people.
It's the best when there's like 40 of them in the ring. It's just like, oh my God, it's Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
It's hilarious.
Triple H is coming in the ring! No, one more thing with wrestling. I don't know if you were too old. Do you remember those like plush toys they used to have, and they would make sounds when you like peopled elbows them?
Mine didn't have sounds, but I had the original Hulk Hogan when he was still wearing all yellow, before he came back to NWO. The wrestling buddies.
Wrestling toys.
I used to bounce on my trampoline with it when I was rolling my ankles. Are you good on your sports memories now?
No, I wanted to be involved with that, but whatever.
Well, then you should have been on time.
Hey, that's 100%.
Dude, let me make my case. All right.
I don't care.
I worked till 5:15. I had to walk 20 minutes.
Go ahead and make your case.
And it's a Cubs game.
It doesn't matter what your case is,
it's a Cubs
bitch.
Game. He wouldn't know because he doesn't leave his house to come to our place to record. You don't get on the highway, dude.
You didn't even hear that because he's not wearing his headphones.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, the fucking sound drop. Okay, I got it.
Oh, how about this drop, though?
I'm done bitching.
News to us.
You like that?
What was that?
We got a news drop.
News to us.
Oh, my God. That's great, though.
You asked for it.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, Mark, you showed up just in time to defend your mans. Let's not bury the lead. We had Schrodinger's Batman. Now we have the same for Superman. What the hell's going on?
What do you want me to talk about?
What's happening? Is Henry Cavill going to stop being Superman or what?
No, he's still Superman.
Based on what?
Based on his very... I don't even know what it meant, but he posted an Instagram.
Fake news.
So you don't know what it meant.
No.
But it definitely means that he's still Superman.
No, it does.
Okay.
I think he would. I
don't
think he would troll everyone like that. I think he was just doing that to mess around and basically said, "You guys are stupid." You hear one thing and then everyone just freaks out and it just goes off the hinges. But
doesn't it make sense though? Like he gets a big role with a Netflix show. He could leave right now.
Anyone can leave.
If he was in Mission Impossible, Henry Cavill does not need stupid ass Superman anymore.
We need him as Superman.
Nobody needs him as Superman.
We need him as Superman.
Is Michael B. Jordan going to take over?
I don't know. I have some thoughts on that. First thing I think of is his role as Human Torch. He was great in Black Panther as a villain, and I just don't. I know there's New 52, there's a Black Superman. That's not why I don't think he would fit the role. Just from his acting, he's a great actor. I just don't think he would play a good Superman.
So you're racist?
Oh, yeah, 100%. But that's just my thought. Everyone's like, well, Superman, you have to be white. No, the comics, if you look back, you have
been Asian.
Yep.
He was Russian.
It doesn't matter. It's when it comes down to playing the role in film, if I don't see it, then that's how I'm gonna feel. I just don't see him as Superman.
Okay.
No. My Superman needs to be white. There ain't no way around it. No ifs, ands, or buts. I need a white person as my Superman.
What are your thoughts on it?
He's already a goddamn immigrant.
What are your thoughts on it?
I don't care. I think Michael B. Jordan would be great as Superman, but I don't want it to happen specifically because I don't want to see the bullshit that people spew on the internet.
I would
Twitter would be a dumpster fire.
Too late.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. It's way too late.
I would actually, this would be the best Superman casting of all time. Dave Chappelle, because his white man voice would be hilarious and he got kind of jacked. Right?
Did he?
He did, yeah.
I just picture Dave Chappelle in a blue suit ripping a cigarette, just going nuts on it.
Whoa. You're on First Street. We need some Dave Chappelle drops in there.
We do. I'll work on that.
Let's work on it.
Speaking of DC casting, John Hamm says he wants to play Batman.
Mm.
This is a dumb rumor, and there's probably nothing to it, but I want to cast my vote now for Bat Ham.
Isn't that
that was an easy
Simpson character?
That's Spider Pig.
Oh,
God.
Well, they could have had Bat Ham, too. Would have been pretty good.
Technically not wrong.
That would have been solid.
But also wrong, yeah. I just like saying Bat Ham because it makes me feel like that's what Batman calls his dinner when Alfred brings it to him.
They're not
the Bat Ham.
They wouldn't do John Hamm. He's too old.
He's too old, yeah. I think
he's
if
older than Ben
Affleck,
Affleck.
Go younger.
There's no way.
He's better looking, though.
They should have had... I don't mind Ben Affleck, but if Ben Affleck would have just dropped this and they would have kept this continuum going, which I don't think they're going to do with Batman, then you can throw John Hamm in there. But I think they're going to travel back a little bit into the origins of Batman at the beginning is the way I foresee it going.
How old is Gyllenhaal?
He's got to be like 37,
too old?
36. He doesn't look too old, though. John Hamm looks older.
Yeah, he's got the white in his beard. And
yeah.
I got one. Mickey O'Sullivan.
That's right.
Who we need as fucking Batman.
The most Irish Batman ever.
Yes. Let's go.
All right. Aaron Paul has joined season 3 of Westworld.
Science, bitch.
What do we think?
Science, bitch.
That should be a fucking thing, too. We need to get Science, bitch on there.
Yo, Mr. White.
Host or human?
Host.
Human.
Why?
Human, but then later revealed as a host, because that's just what Westworld is.
The misdirect for a misdirect?
Double down.
That is the most likely outcome.
Yeah, that's just Westworld.
What timeline? 6th timeline? 5th?
Concurrent? 36th.
Okay. There's going to be around 30 different timelines going on this season of Westworld.
The only award that has ever mattered is that the Pickle Rick episode of Rick and Morty has won an Emmy.
Frick, yeah.
Is that out already? Did that happen?
This happened last weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, the Emmys. Nobody cares about the Emmys.
Okay.
Do they even record
Obviously.
that? Is that even like on a television?
I don't know. I didn't watch it, I can tell you that.
Yeah, nope.
It's on like Bravo or some shit, I'm sure.
Probably, but I'm surprised nothing came out of it like #MeToo or some, whatever.
Nobody cares enough to even start a movement at the Emmys.
Yeah. That's brutal. Ooh, there's an alarm going off somewhere.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's something about your street. This lady, given that it took her about 4 minutes to parallel park, and I was just watching it the whole time. Another reason why I'm pretty late. So I'm watching
traffic in the Cubs game.
No, this was terrible parallel parking. It was basically she was straight backed up into the curb and didn't know how to like get in there. And this guy, no joke, was going 50 miles an hour down your little ass narrow street and just swerved right around her. And she was yelling and just freaking out. Something about people today, man. I'm telling you. Some guy was like there was like 3 people riding down the highway on a Segway. One guy was on one of those balancing boards with the big wheels, just cruising. I'm like,
what?
What is wrong with people?
On a highway?
Yeah. No, not on the highway.
Yeah,
this was on a busy street,
full
though.
Of shit.
I just thought of that like giant bicycle where you have one small wheel and one giant wheel. That's what I thought he was talking about.
No, I'm talking about those balance. It's literally one wheel and balances. I think you just lean in it. Yeah. It moves forward.
I don't know why you're talking about that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know. Everyone is just out doing shit today. That's my problem. Well, stay inside.
Hopefully soon I will have my own home and a bigger office, studio, whatever.
Give us a home alert. Give us your address.
Yeah. What's your address?
123 Fake Street.
Okay.
I've been there. Shitty street, bad neighborhood.
Really is. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. It's ungodly stressful too.
That's enough information for us. Let's go ahead. That's
outside of buying a house. Have you ever had to hire an attorney for anything?
James Dean. Copyright infringement.
No, that's you getting sued. That's not hiring an attorney.
No, I get free legal advice from my guy Connor Singleton anyway. Old roommate.
Okay.
My dad was an attorney now.
My dad's an attorney.
My dad's gonna sue you.
Dad, this guy said he's gonna kick my ass. What should I do? Should I sue him?
Ryan's being mean because I was late to the podcast. Can we sue him?
We probably could.
I love that. My dad's a lawyer.
My dad's
We're gonna come at you with a lawsuit.
I work with attorneys, and I'm convinced they just make.
Ooh, you work with attorneys?
I work for attorneys.
Ooh, for attorneys?
Okay.
Didn't have the same
nice try.
That one.
Bitch. You gonna tell your dad?
No, he's retired.
He's what?
You heard me. He said he's retired.
I thought you said something different. Never mind.
What do you think I said, man? Say it.
You know what I think. Let's just move on. Jordan Peele is in talks to produce and or direct a Candyman remake.
The Candyman.
Do either of you remember Candyman?
I remember Candyland.
That is vastly different.
It's a horror movie?
Candyman. It is. It's with a gigantic, scary-looking black dude named Tony Todd. And you would say his name 5 times into the mirror, and he would show up and kill you with bees.
And candy canes just strangle you?
There was no candy involved.
Why'd they call him the Candyman?
It's a complete letdown.
How?
God. Okay. How? The name of the movie is Candyman.
Did they at least say, like, you can get a bunch of candy if you say this in the mirror?
No.
And then it's just bees.
Bees?
Bees? We need to get that on the soundboard, too. We're talking about bees a lot.
I feel like Jordan Peele is just being thrown out for everything now, and he's just not going to do most of this stuff.
I feel like you can just make a way better storyline than that for this movie. Candyman?
It's like a fake-ass Beetlejuice.
Do you even know the story?
I don't know. It should be like he goes up to somebody that needs help, and he's like, well, what's your favorite candy? And someone's like, well, I kind of like the apple rings. And boom, it just kills them based on their candy that they like.
That's a terrible idea.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch the fuck out of that.
This movie is actually
you like
really
nerds?
Good.
Snap. Snapped your neck. Nope, you fucking nerd.
Nerd ropes was the answer, you fuckface. Okay, go on. Sorry.
This is an early 90s movie, and it actually kind of holds up somewhat. I mean, it's still really creepy. Halloween's coming up. If you're in the mood for a scary movie, check out Candyman.
Halloween is coming up. What is your favorite, like, horror movie genre? Shit that you're like, it doesn't have to be like a movie. It could be like, what's your favorite, like, monster? Just curious.
Boy, I'd have to think about that.
Jeepers Creepers.
Ugh.
The Jeeper and Jeepers Creepers.
Wow.
Mark just loves diddlers.
I was always partial to werewolves. I don't even know. Like an original monster, I was always like a werewolf guy.
I'm trying to think of a good werewolf movie.
I'm a werewolf guy. I don't know.
How do you get into werewolves? There's been no good werewolf movies.
I just thought it was like, oh, that's a dope monster.
Not since American Werewolf in London. That was like the last good werewolf movie.
I think it was because there was a song called Werewolves in London that was a banger. That's
true.
I'm
with you on that. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
I always thought
I like zombie movies.
All right. I thought Dracula was kind of overrated. I want to suck your blood. Yeah, fuck off. I'm in the sunlight, you bitch.
Dracula 2000 was pretty good.
Underworld was good only because Kate Beckinsale was a goddamn smoke show.
She's done with those, by the way.
Yeah, because the last one bombed.
Yeah.
But they did have werewolves at the end of that series, Rise of the Lycans.
Kate Beckinsale, though.
Great. Way to derail the show, Brick.
Sorry. God, what is your original favorite monster? You seem like a Frankenstein guy.
That's hard.
No,
I always really like the Hills Have Eyes movies. I just like weird shit. Creepy people. Just like guys with foreheads. Shit like that.
Everybody has a forehead, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I like Leatherface. Leatherface is good.
Yeah.
Just something about chainsaws is just creepy as fuck.
Something about Wisconsin. Even though it's Texas, but you know that guy was from Wisconsin.
Ed Gein, right?
There is a disproportionate number of serial killers from Wisconsin.
It's really fucked up.
I don't understand why.
We were at that Wisconsin fest last weekend eating cheese curds. I'm like, what do you think the percentage of serial killers in this crowd are right now?
It was at least 3 out of 10.
Probably.
My mom's from Wisconsin, and she's like
murderer.
She's like the nicest person you'll ever meet, but she's also like super heavy into like witchcraft. I'm just like, Mom, you're weirding
I'm
me
sorry.
out.
What?
Yeah, she just like dropped that on me nonchalantly. She's like, oh yeah, Karen's a witch. And I was like, let's like her best friend. And I was like, Mom, what the fuck are you even talking about? She's like,
I think they go by Wiccans.
That's what she called. Yeah, that's what she fucking called it. And I was like, yo, Mom, you're a psychopath, and this is absurd. I stayed at Karen's house one time. I went to Minnesota with Wilpo and my other friend, and her house was fucking creepy as shit. She used to be a lawyer, but
yeah, because she's a witch.
She had pigs.
An attorney?
Whatever. Fuck you. She had like pigs squealing in the background that sounded in her backyard that sounded like people were getting murdered. She was in Minnesota, and she also had a 3-legged cat. It was just like, but she was super nice. But
all of this is super unnerving.
I know. She just dropped this on me when I was walking out of the house like the other day.
This is
making me think of Hereditary.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about. We're talking about Hereditary. She went and saw it, and she's like, oh, I wish they would have got more into like the 8 layers of hell, because I know about the cults and shit and all that other stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, Mom, we should have talked more about that.
How creeped out would you be if you came home and she's like, well, they actually got this, and this wrong?
That's what she would listen to our podcast and was like, yeah, you guys should have talked more about like the 8 layers of hell and the cults about it, because you know Karen's a witch or a Wiccan. And I was like, what? Okay.
Did she just have like creepy ass pictures of like past relatives, like just everywhere in her house?
Just like a dude's body with a goat's head on it.
Holy shit! Am I the guy? What's the guy's name?
I forgot.
I'm the 8th king of hell.
Obviously not that important.
Need a mole on your face.
Right now.
Wow.
What the fuck did they call him? All right, I gotta Google this. Keep talking.
I'm the 8th king of hell, and you are all going to die if you are listening to this.
I got a leak. Hold on.
Paimon. Yup.
Paimon.
Oh shit, my bad.
You can call me Paimon from now on.
So weird. So Venom is now officially rated PG-13.
Kill.
So basically this movie is ruined until we get an unrated director's cut. Also, this is going to be under 2 hours long. What?
You see the puppy from the live stream?
Oh yeah, you can.
Well,
maybe now we'll actually get some viewers. So yeah, Venom's going to suck.
Yeah, dude, I'm disappointed in that.
You had a chance to be super violent about it, and
let me see Venom eat people's faces and then see their skulls. Like, what the fuck?
I have a feeling this is going to be really disappointing.
They overhyped it. There's a part that's like, I didn't want to see Predator today or yesterday because I was too busy playing, but the fact that I had like 0 expectations made it better for me. And this is going to be fully opposite of that, because it's like Venom's out. Venom's a dope villain, and he's just a cool character in general. And now they've been literally putting out commercials for way too many months.
TV spots are so ridiculous. There's
insane.
A dozen of them. I've seen half the movie.
Exactly. Give me less. Just say it's Venom. Say you got Tom Hardy. Peace. I'm in.
It's PG-13, Mark.
I don't like it. But I did see something online saying there might be, you might have said this when I was taking a piss, but there's going to be a non-rated version.
A director's cut? Great. So we
I don't know.
See the theater version that sucks and then wait 6 months?
They should honestly have...
It's not going to suck.
They should have the unrated version.
Suck.
They have like closed captions versions. They should have like unrated version, PG-13 version at theaters.
Have you ever...
Why the fuck don't they do that?
Sorry, I'm going to digress here. Have you ever watched like TNT during a weekend when they're doing they're showing the movies? Like, in this case, it was National Treasure. Nick Cage is stealing the Declaration of Independence, but they have the descriptions going on in the background because it's for people who can't really see.
Mm-hmm.
In my younger days, back when I used to partake in the devil's grass, I turned on that one day and someone was describing everything that was happening, and I panicked because I was like, can anybody else hear this guy who's describing everything that's going on in this movie right now? Oh my God.
That devil's grass was laced with acid. I will let you know that right freaking now.
I didn't have any idea what the hell was going on. It was terrifying.
So how was the
this
salvia?
guy's voice in my freaking head? Yeah, I can hear that it's ominous music playing. What the fuck? Don't tell me what's going on.
They're not describing the sound. That kind of defeats the purpose.
I don't know.
Let's talk about your salvia addiction then.
I've never smoked salvia.
Am I an orange?
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure.
Are you 100% sure?
Are you going to start describing what's going on in front of me right now?
Who knows?
You can't
Mark
keep up.
looks at him with a gaze of disappointment.
Yeah, he's a bunch of gays.
Whoa.
Wow. Slur McGee over here.
It's from 30 Rock. All right, last piece of
You're
news.
you hate gays. You're homophobic.
I'm definitely not. Netflix's Thailand account has leaked a potential season 3 release date for Daredevil, and it's apparently going to be October 19th. Do anything for you?
What the fuck they doing over there in Thailand? Just chugging Red Bull and just freaking out and being like,
Drinking
oh,
like Sing Tao.
Shout out to TJ. Red Bull.
Sing Tao, first of all, is a Japanese beer.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. Now he's racist and he's homophobic.
You gonna sue me?
What is the beer?
Ryan drinks the beer nervously.
It is something with an S, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember it. Anyways, yeah, what the fuck they doing over there in Thailand?
The bigger piece of news here was that Daredevil season 3 is potentially coming next month, but okay.
That's not how it works with us. And
All
you
right.
should be that should be clear to you. Let me speak on that though. So, Daredevil 3, great. Still haven't finished Daredevil season 2. Brick has not seen either of them, I don't think.
I've seen the
What's
first
Punisher?
6 episodes of Daredevil. I just didn't go back to it.
I've watched 30 minutes of season 2 of Iron Fist.
Is it bad?
No, it's in the 30 minutes I've seen, he's already used his glowing fist more than he did in all of season 1.
He's not just like, I can't do it.
He punches the front end of a truck off. Like he just punches the engine out of it.
As he should. That's Iron Fist.
Can you say like, hey, you want a hand job and then just like punch somebody?
It's like,
I'm going to call Mark's dad and sue you for saying that.
Wow, it's super homophobic now. You can't even do hand jobs. I guess it's not even gay.
That's really not.
It's just
Who's homophobic now?
I'm just overthinking about how homophobic you are because you are putting those. All right.
I'm just going to play you off the stage like the Oscars.
Not even the Emmys. Fuck the Emmys.
He started saying Emmys. I'm like, nobody cares. All right, we did get a voicemail submission as well from Deckers, so
Ooh,
I'm going to play this real quick.
What up, chump?
what up?
It's your boy Deck.
What's up, B?
Just
Doubling
had to call
down,
and
double deck.
Chime in on this week's Best Man Alive. I think it's a little too important to miss. Move over Tracy Jordan. Here comes John Legend. I don't know if you guys heard.
You got an Emmy,
With
right?
his Emmy win on Sunday, John Legend became the first black man in history to take home the EGOT. For those who don't know what an EGOT is, I'm sure Smithers will explain it, but it's pretty much the greatest accomplishment any artist can achieve. What do you say, chumps? John Legend for Best Man Alive.
Appreciate it. So, if you don't know, an EGOT is Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Ah, he hit for the cycle right there.
He did. And the only person of note that I can think of that's done this is Whoopi Goldberg. It's usually people who are like composers because they'll compose for a Broadway show and a movie and a TV show and shit like that. But I'm assuming that's what John Legend did. There's an ant on my arm.
I will predict the next person to hit for the cycle in awards.
Go for it.
Donald Glover.
First of all, it's called EGOTing.
EGOTing. Donald Glover.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. John Legend is more of the traditional singing and like piano playing type stuff, but yeah, I can see that.
I loved him in La La Land. It was great.
Okay, let me go in with mine real quick before let me interrupt you. Speaking of cycles, I would like to give my Best Man Alive to Connor Singleton, who is the guy who actually hit for the cycle in one inning of a softball game against real
competition. This is not the first time you've told this story on this podcast.
Perfect. It's actually like the 2-year anniversary yesterday. So, gotta give him out. Gotta give it up.
How do you know that?
Because I was there and I made one of the fucking outs in the inning.
You were, but it was
what a loser.
It was a moment where you're actually like, I will remember this date forever.
It's framed in his office.
I don't even know what day today is. September 14th. What is it?
It is.
Oh, nice.
Nice guess.
That was pretty good, I guess. I guess you
Right, so that's your best man alive?
Yes. But I'd also like to go back to my best man last week, which was the Shaquem Griffin. Shaquem Griffin. There was a lot of actually like funny things that came out after I gave him best man alive. Like some guy you put it in our group me of, he put up a clip of Griffin missing a blocked punt because he didn't have a hand. And I thought that was terribly hilarious because I'm a terrible
screenshot
person.
Is brilliant.
Oh, it's right. So the ball is like just missing his hand.
It's exactly where his hand should be.
Exactly. And then my friend Terry Greenbeans was playing a Madden franchise, and he threw a pick to Shaquem Griffin, and he just was asked, quit immediately and just turned off his Xbox. He's like, I'm not having that. Fuck that.
Do you think it's legal for him to actually put like an extension as a hand on
I don't think so.
A robot hand?
Not even that. So. Just to give him a little more length. And even
what if he had like a Buster, like the Buster Bluth hand? Just like slapping people. No, he had a hand in the 4th season where it was like super powerful.
The big hand?
The big hand.
I mean, guys play with clubs all the time.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
He should have one of those military grade big hands. If he imagine just like defending a pass,
slapping quarterbacks,
defending a pass like with a giant hand, that'd be hilarious.
I'm sure he doesn't think so, and he's also a billion times the athlete that any of us could ever be.
Of course, but at the same time,
it's still hilarious.
I think he'd have a good sense of humor about it. If you don't have a hand for your whole life, you're not like, oh, I hate people who make fun of my hand.
He's not sitting around feeling sorry for himself.
Yeah.
But he started for the Seahawks last week.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
What if he just never thought of it, though, and he's sitting at home just like, damn, listening to us, and damn, these motherfuckers have a point.
Yeah.
Wow.
What if, I bet you he thought the whole Buster Bluth Arrested Development thing must have been a riot for him, honestly. Like, that has to be. Anyway, go ahead. Your best man, How you doing?
I don't know if I can touch that, but I'll give it
pun
a shot.
Intended. Wow.
I think you're going to take my best man. Damn it. Go ahead, though.
Are you sure?
Did you type it in the notes? I didn't read it.
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't type it in the notes, no.
Okay.
He doesn't give us his nominations.
Go ahead.
My best man alive is a guy named Carlos Zatina. No?
Nope.
Okay. When the number that a girl gave him the night before ended up being the wrong number, he decided to pursue the missed connection in the most ridiculous way I've ever heard. He combed through the entire University of Calgary's email list. So the only thing he knew about this girl is that she went to the University of Calgary and her name was Nicole, her first name. So he went through, messaged every Nicole at the University of Calgary and said, hey, it's Carlos from last night. The exact email said, this is a mass email to all the Nicoles. If you don't fit this description, then ignore. And if you are the one and just don't want to talk to me, that's okay as well. If your name is Nicole and you're from Holland and you think Nitschke is depressing, then text me.
Oh my God.
This is shooter shooting. You know, you got to do it. You got to put yourself out there. You felt a connection. Proud of you, Carlos.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Maybe she thought it was endearing. Or
Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super creepy. But I guess I read some articles about it, and on social media, all these Nicoles that got emails were like responding to each other, and they called it the meetup of the Nicoles, and they all went out for drinks and shit. It's kind of funny.
Wow. Carlos. Bringing people together.
Bringing people together, yeah.
Excellent.
All right, Mark, who's your best man alive?
Nicole.
I got to give it to Stefan Zaitis. I think you spell his last name. He is a Cubs fan. He is Down syndrome, but he did the national anthem and he absolutely murdered it.
Very cool moment.
Awesome moment. Did a great job. Best man alive goes to him.
Frick yeah.
Anything else before we get into The Predator? Great. So, The Predator came out yesterday, 34% on Rotten Tomatoes, 50% from fans.
34%? Really?
It's critics. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Is this what we would call, like, what is the spread to call it a popcorn movie? 15%? 25%?
Spread between audience and
critics.
30.
Think 30? That's big. All right, so this doesn't qualify then.
As a popcorn flick?
Yeah.
I don't think, in terms of the spread between Rotten Tomatoes and
well, we always say when the critic score is so much lower than the audience score that we know that it's a popcorn flick. Skyscraper,
it's definitely a popcorn flick.
Whatever.
We'll go 20. 20% seems fair.
So this is still not a popcorn flick.
Damn.
80%.
Okay, great. So this movie is directed by Shane Black, the guy who hires diddlers. He also directed Kiss
There's
Kiss
our
Bang
reference right
Bang,
there.
Iron Man 3, and The Nice Guys. He wrote this movie with a guy named Fred Decker, so maybe we can also blame him for the terrible script.
Well, Triple Decker referenced this freaking episode. Wow.
Also, it's Shane Black and Fred Decker, so it's Black and Decker.
Oh,
Okay.
I see what you did there. Oh.
Which of them do we blame for not knowing what autism is?
The first Decker who left the voicemails.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought it was so funny the way they went about that character with autism. And then at the very end, just to save their ass, they're like, he's the next step up in evolution. Good job, guys. We see what you did there.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that in spoilers, but this was monumentally stupid.
Very stupid.
So this movie had an $88 million budget, on pace for about $30 million domestically. It'll be fine. And they'll make another one of these in 5 years, and we'll hate it too.
When was the last Predator? Like 90s?
99.
No, it was Predators, which would have been early 2000s. So this is the fourth actual just Predator movie, but we also had Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Okay.
I don't know if those count. This is what our buddy E-Man calls a C-boot. It's a sequel and a partial reboot, because they do actually pay homage to the first 3 Predator movies. And they reference them, and they kind of follow in that sort of timeline.
Okay.
Yeah, Predators came out in 2010, and that was the last.
Okay. There we go. So this movie stars about 24 B-list celebrities. It's a veritable force of, hey, I know that person, but I have no idea what their name is, and I can't remember what they're from.
Hey, that's Reek from Game of Thrones.
Reek I saw him at first, and they kind of covered his face. I'm like, yeah, that's Reek.
Yeah, that's Theon. I hope he gets killed first.
So we've got Boyd Holbrook as Quinn, the main character, I guess, and he's basically just a walking military stereotype. He was the guy with the fake hand in Logan, and also he was in Gone Girl.
I didn't know either of those, but I knew I recognized him from somewhere.
Yeah, he's one of the... exactly.
He's in Narcos. That's what I know him from.
Okay. I don't watch that, but sure.
It's a good show.
Olivia Munn, people know her. She plays Casey. She was Psylocke in the X-Men movie.
Is she married to Aaron Rodgers or dating him, or was?
Aaron Rodgers is dating Danica Patrick now.
Yeah.
He got a type.
He's the worst.
What is his type?
Girls with black hair that are short.
Do we know that Olivia Munn is short?
She's a girl. She's short. What is she tall?
Wow.
She looks about 5'5".
So you're sexist. Okay.
No, I'm just pointing out girls are naturally shorter than guys.
All right. So your butt heard about the Bears game last weekend. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can you believe Khalil Mack didn't get Defensive Player of the Week?
Who did?
Harrison Smith.
He did. No, he didn't deserve it.
Khalil Mack did.
Yeah, he did.
100%.
You were so scared.
Also,
you were so scared. Admit it.
Please. But also,
he was.
How do you give it to a player on a team that didn't win because of a defensive collapse in the second half?
No, I agree. That's tough. But we just got MJ'd by
the GOAT.
Exactly.
You can say it.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is
pretty
fucking
much
good as fuck.
No, Brady's the GOAT.
Talked zero shit leading up to this game. My phone was exploding in the first half of that game. Just people like, oh, you idiot. You're a Packers fan. You suck. Ugh. That's what you get, bitch.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Back infers or implies that you've been there.
We'll be back.
Okay.
We were there and we've just fucked up at the end.
Okay.
Shit happens, right?
You guys brought this up. Anyways, it is a travesty that Khalil Mack did not win Defensive Player of the Week.
He's the man. I'm happy for future references of Bears. He's good as fuck.
Actually, a pick and a touchdown that he had were off of Deshaun Kaiser. So those should technically only count for like half of each.
Okay, well, Harrison Smith had 8 tackles, a sack, a fumble recovery, and a pick, too. He didn't have a touchdown, though.
Didn't he have a pick 6?
I don't know. Did he?
Maybe.
I don't think
know.
so.
Doesn't matter.
Harrison Smith's good as fuck, too. I just thought Khalil Mack was up there.
Well, that was the game that you watched, so... Did you watch?
I did watch that game, actually.
You're a Vikings fan, aren't you? Bears fan?
Nope, Bears.
Oh, really?
Brick is the only person in the history of mankind to switch fandoms just because.
I swear when you started the podcast, you were a Vikings fan.
Nope.
He was in college.
I was in college. I was a hardcore Vikings fan.
You're the only person I know who's ever switched fandoms.
I had to. I didn't want to go to the fucking...
Look, I'm not disparaging you.
No, I understand.
I'm just saying how rare it is.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. If I wanted to go to a game, I'm not trying to drive 8 hours to Minnesota, you know? even though it was a blast.
And now the Vikings are going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I had to jump off when they were at their top and the Bears were at the bottom, and that was the only way to do it.
Yeah, but now you're screwing the Bears, so everybody in Chicago can blame you.
No, Bears were on the up and up because of me.
They're not going to win while you're a fan.
That's not true.
Okay. Did the Vikings ever win when you were a fan?
It doesn't matter.
No,
they weren't doing great when he wasn't a fan, so who cares?
It's true.
Last time I was in Minnesota was when I met that witch. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Your mom's best friend.
Yeah.
The witch.
Karen.
Wow. We really got off here. Other actors in this, we got Sterling K. Brown as Traeger.
He's from This Is Us.
Kelly just joined. So, Kelly would recognize him as the guy from This Is Us. He was also in Black Panther. Also, we get Thomas Jane, Keegan-Michael Key, Alfie Allen, who is Reek, and Yvonne Strahovski. So, like I said, it's a veritable who's who of B-list actors.
The guy with Tourette's, was he not
That's Thomas Jane.
Oh, I thought he was John Bon Jovi. He looks like John Bon Jovi, too. Does he not?
He does, kind of.
I guess I can see it.
I knew him from some show, and it was bothering me the whole movie.
Hung.
Weeds.
Oh, he was he was the guy in Hung, too.
Hung, yeah.
Was he in Weeds?
All those broads.
I don't know.
No, it was Hung. You're right.
I never watched Weeds.
I thought it was Weeds.
He was also the Punisher.
True. Yes.
Did you guys know Hung was actually based on John Bon Jovi's life?
You're making that up 100%.
1,000,000%.
All right, Mark. Requisite questions. What was the jackness and the level of murderosity?
Bloodlust.
All right. So we had a couple predators in this. We had 2 to be exact, I believe. The first one wasn't that jacked. And then you get to see a 25-foot tall, ultra jacked predator. Ridiculous.
11 foot. He used to be a contractor. That was a good joke.
What?
In the movie, they had the black guy was like, he was like, yeah, the guy's like 10 feet tall. He goes, 11. I used to be a contractor. I thought that was a good, clever little joke.
It wasn't. It was a bad joke.
But I liked it.
I'm going to take away points. Spoiler here. We don't get Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie. That would have just brought up the level of jackness way more.
Not really. Not anymore.
It doesn't
They would have
matter.
CGI'd him to be like 80s Predator.
Jackness in my heart.
Okay.
All right.
My heart is so jacked.
We'll talk about it later. I 100% thought he was going to be a cameo right at the end.
Yeah.
I was getting so excited.
No. We can talk about that. But yeah. What about the murderosity?
A lot of shaky cam murder.
Yeah.
Just
Which
show
is
me
ridiculous because it was all CG. It's just like him shooting blades. There was some stabbing and gut pulling out and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, like when I won't get into that.
It was pretty cheap.
But the first part, when the guy accidentally fires off Predator's helmet and he cuts the hanging body in half, and Predator's like getting blood on, and it reveals his like true self. That was pretty gory. That was the first guy I wrote.
It's gory, but you can be gory and still bad at gore. Like if the CG is bad, which this movie had its moments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Especially for having an $88 million budget. But I guess I'll put it out to you guys. What did you like about this movie?
I liked the Gang of Misfits. I thought they had, like, the humor was, like, more on point than I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't, like, great or anything. It wasn't anything to, like, write home about, but, like...
Is this one of those things where you just didn't expect to be able to laugh at all during this movie?
Okay.
Keegan-Michael Key?
Keegan-Michael Key. I was using those mixed up. Keegan-Michael Key was in there, and I thought there would be some good moments with him, and he did. I thought he produced with some good lines, and the leader, the guy from... Who was the leader with he was in The Hand. He had The Hand in Logan. What's his name?
Boyd Holbrook. Quinn.
He had some good lines in there. Everybody had some, like, the good lines, and like Olivia Munn was in there, and I just didn't take it seriously from the get-go when Olivia Munn was asked, well, how did you even get in here? And she's like, well, I wrote a letter to the president when I was 6. And then they cross-referenced it to my science of taking over strands of other beings, and now I'm here. Stupid. I was like, was that supposed to be a joke, or was that like a real thing of how she got there? Like, what's going on? They never even address it afterwards. They're just like, yep, that's how she got here.
So that's what you liked?
No, I thought like it just, everybody had their own moments and they didn't take it seriously, which was like, I wasn't sure of like,
yeah, and I'm glad that this movie didn't take itself seriously because I didn't take it seriously either.
Either did I. Yeah, no kidding. They leaned into it nicely.
Mark?
Yeah, that's pretty much spot on to what I was going to say. I liked it didn't take itself seriously because if it started to do that, we would have major issues.
Yeah.
I also I didn't necessarily like the humor. I liked the fact that some points I was laughing more than I initially thought I would going into the movie.
I had like some, but like those laughs. It wasn't like laugh out loud, but it was like,
But the way they tried.
The sharp exhale.
I liked how they tried with the humor. And I'll start by saying this. It's obvious why critics don't like this movie.
Oh, yeah.
If you have a tight butthole and you go into this movie, you are going to be so mad walking out of there. Some of the jokes were pretty much pushing on the edge a little bit. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you.
Don't have a tight butthole going into this. Just know it. I don't know if it takes itself seriously. You shouldn't take itself seriously.
Don't take it seriously. It's dumb. So I'm torn on this because some of the CGI was good, but most of it was really bad. In the very beginning, when you first see Predator and he like opens his eyes, I was like, oh my God. I turned to you because this is the first time we watched a movie together in forever, by the way, without you creepily taking a picture of the back of my head.
And you were right there without me even knowing. He was sitting in front of me.
I remember that.
But he opened his eyes and they're like lime green. I'm like, oh, that looks awful. Yeah. What did you spend all your money on? It was so terrible. I don't know. I can't explain why, but this movie is semi-enjoyable.
Same. I agree.
Assuming that I never have to go back and watch it again, not bad.
This is the perfect FX movie.
Oh my God, totally. This is the definition. FX should rename itself The Predator.
I agree. That's good. That's going to be on FX and FXX
immediately. 6 months from now, immediately.
You're giving 4 months from now. It's going to be just like straight to DVD, aka straight to FX.
All right. So some of the callbacks to the earlier Predator movies were okay.
I did not catch any of those. Go ahead.
So when Olivia Munn is in the facility in the beginning of the movie and Predator doesn't kill her, it's because Predator doesn't do that. He wants a challenge. They're hunters.
Predator doesn't do that shit.
They're like trophy hunters. First of all, I should back up. Have you guys seen the earlier Predator movies?
You fucking kidding me?
Brick's saying no.
I have not.
Oh, okay. So these are basically aliens that come to hunt for sport.
Oh yeah,
and they look
established that in the movie.
They look for like the toughest people, and if you're not a threat, they're not going to kill you.
She was literally quivering naked.
Yeah, that's why he walked away.
Exactly.
Also, the mimicking of like speaking English in the beginning when he's up in the tree. That's a callback to early Predator. And also Gary Busey's son is in this movie.
And also them butchering one of the greatest lines from...
Oh my God, it was terrible.
From any movie. Get to the chopper!
Oh, yeah.
It was so stupid.
This guy said it so melodramatic. Get to the chopper. I'm like, oh my God. Did you just do
choppers.
That? Yeah.
Should we get to the choppers?
I was so angry right there. -1 point. We'll get to the ratings at the end, but that has taken a point away from me.
The heat coming off of you when you were mad. Oh. Yeah. All right. So what sucked about it?
That part.
Okay. And?
I think they've shied away. I, to be honest, haven't seen the last few of these Alien vs. Predator, Predators, whatever. The whole part about the first one that I liked is there was still that mysterious factor in there where he was camoed, fucking running around, jumping around. You see him way too much.
Think so?
The camo doesn't even work.
Yeah, you can still see his outline.
Yeah. And that was what was freaky to me about the first one, because they didn't know where the fuck he was.
So, well, I wonder about that, because obviously they didn't have the technology back then, but like the movie is shot like third person omniscient, where you know everything's going on. You know where the Predator is. They switch to his view, and you can see he's got the heat vision and shit like that. So I don't know. Maybe they can't see him.
I think that they definitely should have made, I agree with Mark. When he's invisible, he should be invisible. You can make like hints towards it, and like that would be.
But don't show me the outline.
Don't show me exactly where he is, because it's a little too on the nose. You don't need to. Okay. You don't need to see. You know what he looks like already. You don't need to like know he's in the trees.
Yes,
fair. See some ruffling bushes or trees.
That's fine. Fair.
Yes, but he wasn't being discreet at all. Half the movie, he's walking down the middle of a road, just like big as fuck, just walking like this, like a badass.
That's because he's impervious to bullets.
Obviously.
Up until the point where he's no longer impervious to bullets.
But make him like a little more quick and aggressive instead of just like, bring it on, motherfuckers. We get it. You're a predator. You can fuck up anyone, but still.
Yeah, but none of this movie makes any fucking sense.
That's where I lose it. And it's like, they take themselves not serious enough to where the
But you still have to tell a story.
The plot's just like, bleh. It's like, bleh.
Yeah, I feel like there were 5-minute segments cut out of this movie, and they just were like, fuck it, nobody's going to notice. Either that or I fell asleep for 5 minutes at a time just randomly. But none of this made any goddamn sense. How is Olivia Munn just military trained all of a sudden? She's a biologist.
First thing she does is like grab a gun in the room.
She like tactical rolls. She's like and checking the corners and
she looks uncoordinated doing it.
Yeah,
that's what made me mad about it.
Not
you
believable.
dated Aaron Rodgers. Be more athletic.
Not believable. Give her weeks of training with a gun. Don't just throw her into the role and say, hey, we need you to hold the gun, because she had no idea what the fuck she was doing with that gun.
And the dialogue in this is just full on exposition and storytelling. You've got these guys that are telling all of their backstories. This is a movie. You can just show me their backstories.
Yeah. Perfect. Yep. They should have done, when they were introducing all the characters.
Like a flashback?
Yeah.
They should have done flashbacks.
They don't want to spend the money on that, man.
That's the whole point of a movie.
They spent $88 million on this. They could do flashbacks to when they accidentally like botched some shit.
Whoever was doing their CGI was just robbing them. He's like, I'm going to need a salary. You need to up my salary.
$40 million.
Like, what the fuck you do, man?
I don't get it.
Should we rate it and then go into
one more thing?
Okay.
Did you catch the part where Olivia Munn said he grew an exoskeleton under his skin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
That's not an exoskeleton.
Exactly.
That's a innoskeleton.
It's an endoskeleton or just a skeleton. There's a word for that. And if you're a biologist and like the top biologist, I think you would know what that word was.
Dude. No, now it makes sense, because they're like, how'd you get here? Well, I wrote a letter to the president when I was 6 years old. Dude. And then they cross-referenced some shit, and now I'm here.
Dude. Maybe her character's the one that was telling them what autism is.
Yeah, she's a psychopath. That's how she got there, because she's actually knows how to use guns. She wasn't a scientist at all. She's just a lunatic.
Well, I will give them this. They obviously know their audience. This wasn't Shape of Water. Everyone around you was like, yeah, fucking exoskeleton. You see that shit, bro? Exoskeleton, that shit.
Inside.
Yeah. Man, yeah, that is true. He grew an exoskeleton inside. Yeah, dude.
The only other thing that I really noticed that I didn't like is the score. And mostly just because it was the 80s thing reborn. It was the score from the 80s Predator, the original Predator, and it was fucking terrible.
You didn't like the homage to it?
In the original Predator, there's actual tension. As opposed to this movie where you're just like, I don't give a shit if any of these people die.
One more thing I didn't like. How simple it was to take down this Predator. It's like the writers gave up. They're like, we could think about how this group of people should take down this Predator, but no, we're going to have the same shit happen twice to kill the Predator, which is their weapons, shooting them by accident, basically. They don't know what they're doing. They just get lucky.
I don't like that he's indestructible up until they're like, okay, we got to move this along.
It felt cheap to me. I don't know.
It's just dumb.
That's okay, though.
Let's rate this bitch. 6.5.
Mark?
5.5.
This is 6 for me.
Ooh.
Only because I movie passed it. It would be a 5 if I actually had to pay my own money for it.
What would it be on FX?
7.
12.5.
7? I like 8 on FX. This is a good FX movie. If you catch it, hell yeah.
Harmony? Wait, hold on.
What's
the we got the movies, right? Isn't it? Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. We got the movies. Yes. Yeah.
I did the low bass there.
Stupid.
Usually I do tenor. Did the bass there. Can we go into a little bit of spoilers though?
Yes. Let's spoil this movie. If you plan on seeing this, go see a matinee or don't pay for it or something.
Or dress up like the Predator and walk in there. Be like, give me that ticket for free, motherfucker.
Fully lean into it. That'd be dope.
But spoilers from here on out. I'll mark it in the show notes. If you plan to see this, just stick around for our recommendations at the end. The writers of this movie apparently think that autism means that you can just decipher an alien language without any sort of key.
Isn't that Asperger's?
It doesn't matter. That's not a real thing.
You're just throwing shit at the wall,
So
man.
basically, the Predators are coming to Earth to target anybody who's been vaccinated. So we're all screwed.
Okay. Yeah, I'm murdered.
Yeah, we're dead. This
explains my autism too. Oh, too many beers for me. God.
This is a massive misrepresentation, and I didn't get it at all.
Okay. I didn't really care that they were being over the top and not really going into the full autism thing. They're military. They're all psychos. They're all misfits. They shouldn't be politically correct. And
I don't care about that. Mostly because it doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. But
sure. I liked the Gang of Misfits. I thought the movie started to pick up once Olivia Munn shot herself in the foot with a tranquilizer and they left her.
Stupid.
They left her in the bed and they were all just like standing there, and they did the gun trick where like the gun's like right there, and it's like, oh, I knew she would take it. You owe me $10. Blah, blah, blah. And she, like,
that was probably the funniest part of the movie.
And then she pulled the trigger, and then he like flicked her nose because like, you're a bad dog. You should have done that. And that's like, they're not going to leave a loaded gun around, which I thought it was pretty funny. I just showed like the psycho mentality of these people and just kind of leaned into the characters themselves.
When she shot herself in the foot on the top of that bus, I thought it was pretty funny when they were about to catch her and then they see the predator walking up the road and we're like, fuck that, and just walk away as she falls off it.
Yeah,
hits the ground.
That's the thing, is all the slapstick is just pure Shane Black writing. Like, that is what he does.
Yeah, I mean, he nailed that. I wasn't expecting a lot of that in this movie, and he nailed that.
I did think the chemistry between that group of guys was believable.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, Thomas Jane, Keegan-Michael Key, they're really good actors.
Mm-hmm.
And they portray them in this as like best friends, who went to war together. It really worked until the end.
It worked at the end too. That was great. That was maybe the funniest part in the whole movie.
I really wish I felt that was a missed opportunity. When they shot each other, they killed each other. I wanted one of them to miss and be like, "You fucking missed." And then he's gotta just like blow his brains out.
I was thinking about that too.
I thought
that would have been way better. Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, you just shoot him in the shoulder, like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Or just shoot him like in the chest and not kill him.
That would have flowed well within the movie itself.
Yes, it would have fit this level of humor.
Click. Also, just the funniest thing that the guy with Tourette said, Thomas Jane, was like, "Fuck me in the face with an aardvark." I thought that was hilarious.
Thomas Jane is an underrated actor. He's really good.
What else is he in besides HBO series?
He was Predator.
Okay,
or I'm sorry,
Punisher. That's it.
No, he was in Arrested Development.
Yes, he was.
A show?
Played a homeless
guy.
One
episode?
He did play a homeless guy.
No, he's a good actor. I can't name a shitload of stuff that he's done.
I fucking recognized him. He blew himself.
Anyways, Mark, you wanted to talk about Arnold and the massive misstep. Go ahead.
So the reason at the very end we have this pod, and there's a lot of videos online speculating what that really means for the future movies, which I think is pretty clear once you realize what's in the pod. Initially, what I thought was in the pod was when they started talking about taking the human's DNA and making the best Predator and whatever. I thought they cloned Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That would have made sense.
And I thought
that'd have been so sick.
Because it makes sense to me. Arnold fucked them up in the first one. He was the last man standing, pretty much.
Yeah.
You would somehow get his DNA or something would happen that we don't need understanding of because they're fucking Predator movies. You don't need to tell me how that happened. But you'd have Arnold coming out of that pod and he would be the guy to just fuck shit up moving on in these movies.
Okay, I just thought of this right now, but they needed to incorporate the Terminator into the whole Predator series. The Terminator.
Don't give Shane Black any more shitty ideas.
Would have been brilliant.
No.
Combine those two universes. They're too old. Nobody wants remakes. Everybody wants combined universes.
All right.
Alien vs. Predator super works.
But I'll finish.
No, it didn't.
I can finish what is in the pod for spoilers. So in the pod, we see that there is ultimately a badass looking gauntlet, I think.
Yeah.
For the most part.
That turns into an Iron Man suit.
Yep. And one of the scientists goes up to it, is looking at it. There's slime and all this ooze fucking falling off of it, has no idea what it is. And then it latches onto his arm and basically suits him up as a badass Predator Iron Man. So
we're going to get Predator versus Iron Man.
We're going to have the guy from Narcos using that suit to fuck up Predators in the next couple movies.
Boyd Holbrook. Option 1, the better option there would have been Arnold. Option 2 would have been an alien.
I was thinking,
xenomorph.
I was scared though. I thought they were going to CGI Arnold coming out of there like they did in one of the Terminator movies. Yeah. And that was fucking terrible CGI.
Yeah, it was.
But
that was a long time ago.
But this is also pretty fucking terrible CGI in this movie too.
Yeah, I guess.
But I was just ready for Arnold to come out of there.
So the whole time,
God,
the whole time they're talking about this rogue predator that's going to give them information, the human race. This is going to give us information on how to avoid extinction based on global warming. So the answer to that is an Iron Man suit?
Is the Predator hunter, right?
But how is that going to save the species?
By killing the Predator that's going to kill everybody. It doesn't matter.
But the planet is still going to die.
Yeah, well, they gave us a temporary solution. What are you going to do?
That's so stupid.
It's not how humans think. That's not how humans think.
Okay.
They don't think, oh my God, how am I going to keep the world safe?
Done.
They think about the future.
They're like, oh my God.
How about now?
How am I going to feel better in the
plot
morning?
holes, okay? They're too many.
Okay.
But did either of you see how Sterling K. Brown's character died?
Who the fuck is Sterling K. Brown?
The evil black dude.
His head got blown off or some shit.
I had to come home and Google it because it was such a snap thing that I just totally missed it.
Holy
Shaky
shit.
death.
Yeah, no, I don't even.
Exactly.
Wow.
It was
and he
real
was the
quick.
main character.
It was real quick.
It was. And he blew his head off with that fucking shoulder cannon that he had.
Oh, it turned on his face and blew his head off. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened there. That completely didn't even. I thought he just shot that. Wow.
I know, man, it was so stupid.
That's bad.
How, at the end, when Boyd Holbrook is fighting the super predator, how did Olivia Munn just teleport to where the spaceship crash landed? Because it flew 10 miles in 2 minutes, and she's just there.
I thought you said you were done looking at plot holes.
All right, fine.
True.
How did Boyd Holbrook hold in his shit for that long?
Plot holes.
Wait. How long does it take you to digest your food to shit? 2 days, right? 2-3
Maybe.
days?
If you
It was
talk
about 2 days.
Okay,
immediately.
so it's long enough
It's about 2
for him
days.
to be in Mexico to ship something home.
We don't know if you don't know if he shit on the plane back. You don't know his.
So he shit it out and then he ate it again?
No, he might have not shit it out the first shit he had.
They show you
A
when he
shit.
shits it out.
Or
It would be easier to shit it out on an airplane bathroom. Just saying.
they show us him shitting, but we are not to assume that was his first shit
Yes,
he's
we
taken.
are. Okay, even if it's not his first.
Let's assume he combed through his shit before, the several shits he went through. Let's just assume he combed through it.
So stupid. Like I said, either that
Wait,
or
should he have shipped his shit though? If he shipped his shit would have been shipped and would have been there, so he could have used his shit. And then his son could have shipped it back his shit, and then we could have had an...
Well, let's ignore the fact that he shit it out and then he handed it to his son. Gross, dude. What are you doing?
Well, it's pretty important. So
And he made his son eat it.
No, he didn't.
And then we are going to have a human
can I just?
centipede.
This is the one plot hole. Not even a plot hole. It's just a thing that I was like, the kid when the little kid is going trick or treating and he rings on the doorbell
Amazing.
and some fucking asshole guy's like, here's what trick or treating's about, and just throws an egg at a little kid. That guy deserved to get his house exploded.
That's a dick move. Yeah.
What a fucking asshole.
His house didn't get just exploded. He exploded with the house. He's dead.
Fuck
I
that
agree.
guy.
Yeah. That guy deserved everything that he got.
All right.
Fuck that
Last
guy.
plot hole. Plot hole.
Last plot hole.
You heard me. Boyd Holbrook is just totally off the hook now. They were going to kill him, but now he's fine.
He saved the fucking world.
Nobody else is supposed to know that.
I think this is a different corporation than
I don't know.
initial
He's
one.
still wearing his military outfit, and his kid is just a super genius now. So
His
I don't know.
kid, what is that? That was ridiculous. That was more ridiculous than,
Well, it's because he's autistic, so he's a genius.
of course, yeah, he's the superhuman of next levels, but that's
So
equivalent
stupid.
to Olivia Munn writing that letter when she was 6 years old.
All right,
and
what is the next stage what is the actual next stage in human evolution? Is it a third hand so you can always be looking at your phone? Fuck. Is it no more hangnails?
No, it's no pores. You ever seen girls with the filter where it looks like their face has saran wrap over it? It's basically that's the
not seen that.
That's basically the You've never
This is
seen a
what Mark
picture of a
looks
girl.
at.
It looks like she just blurred her fucking whole pore face.
No,
Oh my god!
can't tell.
I'll pull up one.
What
right
about
now.
an unstubbable toe?
I'll pull up one right now.
Wow. What do you got? Iron toes?
Yeah, take that. Or solid toes? Webbed feet, maybe?
Well, that would just make you good at swimming.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
All right, let's do our recommendations for the week. Brick, what do you got for me?
I got a couple, honestly.
COD, beta, video games,
No, I have two. Well, besides COD, that's actually a banger of a game that's coming out. Kidding with, I think you recommended this the other day with Jim Carrey on Showtime. He is this Mr. Rogers character.
Is it good?
My sister was watching it and I sat down and I was kind of captivated.
Shout
with
out
it.
Lauren. She's better than Bricketto.
Yep. I was kind of captivated when I started watching it. It's Jim Carrey. He is this Mr. Rogers figure, but I guess I won't spoil it. It's only two episodes in, but it's good TV. The other show that just came out that I noticed that I watched one episode of, that I was like, oh, it's actually pretty funny, is Forever with Fred Armisen.
Armisen? Yeah.
Fred Armisen and, oh my God, Maya Rudolph.
Oh, I love Maya Rudolph so much.
They're married
Maya Rudolph is good at everything.
She's awesome in this. It's like a dry comedy about a stale, dull relationship. And like the first episode I was like, this is actually pretty funny. I had a few like laugh out loud like moments in it. And then the second episode, you're just like, whoa. It gives you a whoa moment. Like, and that's how far I am. And I'm kind of sold on it. So that's on Amazon Prime, a rare, good Amazon Prime show. And then the other show is on Showtime. Check those out.
Okay. Mark, what do you got?
I'm going to say Greta Van Fleet. They are playing. No, they're playing. They have a show in Chicago, December 12th, 14th, and 15th at the Aragon Ballroom. Grab those tickets. They're fucking awesome. So, but also I caved in and I bought DC Universe.
Come back for a full review next week.
I will. So far, it's promising.
Okay.
All right. Let's harmonize this. Biggest regret of your life. Nice. You actually got that. Nicely done.
My recommendation is American Vandal Season 2, which just came out on Netflix today.
Ooh.
First season was amazing. Who Drew the Dicks? Season 2 tells the story of
Who Drew the Dicks?
The Brownout. And it's a high school incident in which someone spiked the school's lemonade with a hyper super powerful laxative. God. And basically it caused most of the school to shit their pants. And the dramatization of a high school full of kids shitting their pants is pure gold.
Is it still?
It's shot in the vein of Ozark, where everything is super serious and dark, except this is actually good.
It's good stuff.
Is it still that same lead, Jimmy
Tatro?
It's the same. No, it's not Jimmy Tatro, but it is the same documentarians, like the two guys from last season.
Okay.
So, anyways, a guy named at the Turd Burglar is the one that's responsible. And he's just like taunting the entire school. Brilliant television from.
Was that a spoiler right there? What the fuck, dude?
No, it's in the preview.
Okay, never mind.
And also, if you haven't watched The Good Place yet, get your shit together. Both seasons are on Netflix, coming back the end of this month. You can watch it all in time for the season 3 premiere.
It's actually so good. I'm sold on that show.
It's so good. Ted Danson is amazing. So that's going to wrap up episode 109. Mark, you got anything to say?
What time is it, man? This is like the earliest we've ever been done with an episode.
7:41.
Should start doing 6 o'clock episodes more often.
Yes, you can show up 30 minutes late.
Perfect. Just the way I like it. Right once we're getting through the news.
So freaking bad.
Okay, so that's it for the Chumpcast, episode 109. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll
catch you next week.
Till next time, motherfuckers. Chumps. Yeah.